Hello, my sexy viewers, and welcome to the High School DxD anime review. Now, if you guys don't know who I am basically kind of like Ryan's other persona, the laid-back persona. Actually, I was the one that persuaded him to watch the Bikini Warriors and also all the other edgy type series. So y'all can thank me on that. And I am way better than his Deadpool and WWE personas altogether. So today I will be doing the anime review for you guys. He has gone off somewhere. I don't know, maybe go see the new Deadpool movie. So I'm going to be here. I'm taking over. This is the Lax channel here. Oh crap. Okay. I will see you guys later. Sorry about that, people. I thought I had him locked up more in my mind there, but it looks like one of my other personas is now running wild again. So, yeah, let's get on with this High School DxD anime review. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Really interesting story about how I even got into High School DxD in general. Okay, so how it just started out, I'm pretty sure I talked about this either with Shaq when we were on video together, or during like the podcast, or when we were talking about the spring animes of last year, when the third season of High School DxD was being announced and they were going to do that for the spring season. It's actually a pretty interesting story. I think it was like after a movie where me and Shaq went to go see. I think it was either The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Or like sometimes before we go to a movie, we like to go to the Barnes and Noble and check out some mangas. You guys know about those explicit mangas that you see at the Barnes and Noble or Books a Million or wherever you guys go to, that has like the whole plastic wrap around it just to protect the children from looking at the pages, because we all know what happens in there. He picked up the manga, and it was High School DxD, and he said, you know, Ryan, I heard this one has a lot more fan service than High School Dead. I looked at the cover of it, and I looked back at the High School of the Dead manga that I just picked up at the store, and I was like, really? Like, you're saying that one of our favorite series, that kind of got us to us being friends, like us talking about anime and manga, and I recommended Shaq High School of the Dead, that this has more fan service than High School of the Dead. So I picked up on that challenge, and right after I did my catch up with Gintama, I did a whole poll thing, and you know, for some reason I decided to catch up to this series ahead of Magi because, well, don't blame me, the Lax character made me to. But let's just say my whole experience with High School DxD was interesting. So from watching the first season towards to the third season, it was pretty interesting with the storyline with High School DxD about this kid who almost dies, and now he's now a devil, and now he's just working with this hot female of his school, and it turns out she's also a devil, and turns out they're basically the good guys. And before I watched this series, I was pretty skeptical of myself of watching this because, you know, being raised in a Christian home, I was a little bit skeptical seeing how this is all talk about demons and that kind of stuff. But then again, I watched Naruto, and that had demons in it. And I watched Hellsing Ultimate, so, I mean, that shouldn't really change me in general. I mean, it's just anime. But it was an interesting story, and it actually had some interesting plot. And not the plot that we all know about plot. I mean, it actually really has some good plot development in the story. And without spoiling anything in this anime review, or if I do spoil some stuff, then I'll just tell you beforehand, it was a really good ride. Let's talk about some characters. So Issei, he's basically the classic animated pervert who basically loves Oppais, and I agree with him on that. I mean, from the wise words that he said in this series, has brought out the truth in all of us guys about boobs everywhere. Moving on to everyone's favorite character in this series, Rias. Rias is basically the sexy, badass character who is a devil who helped out Issei before he died, and he's the head of this organization, basically a club which Issei is now into because he's now a devil. If I had to say about these two characters, I would like to say I ship Issei and Rias together because it makes sense. I mean, it totally makes sense. Spoilers, everyone. After watching the first season of High School DxD, it makes obvious sense why those two should be shipping together. Moving on to the next character, which I despise. Like, she is on the list of characters in anime that I just do not like. And she is just freaking annoying. That person I'm talking about Asya. Now, Asya. Mother freaking Asya. Like, it's not much I hate the character that much. It's because what she is, like, in this series. It's her basic emotions with Issei. I mean, we already know she likes Issei, but the part about her is she is a major cockblock. I mean, seriously, I mean, she is nothing but a cockblock to Issei, especially in season 2 when those two want to go at it because we know that it should happen. She ends up getting in the way and ends up saying like, oh, you should not be with Issei because I want to be with Issei. Like, shut the f up. It's not gonna happen in a million years. Like, frick. Like, you know what? We're done. We're done with Issei. I mean, we're done. We're done with Asya. Like, get her out of here. Now let's talk about one of my other favorite characters in DxD. She is one of my personal favorites. She is on my waifu list. Next to Sayeko and Tsugumi from Nisekoi, we have Akeno. Now, Akeno, when I saw this character, she is a freaking badass, just like Rias. I mean, her powers are basically based on saddest powers, but from that, and her personality is just on point in this series. And the funny confrontation between Akeno and Rias, like, it is hilarious, especially with the OVAs, with them fighting over Issei. And especially we get to see more of her in season 2. Reason, like, in the first season, I gave it like a 7 out of 10, but in the second season, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I really like more of the story progressing and more development within the characters than what it did in season 1. And with Akeno, we see more of her in season 2, and spoiler alert, from season 3, we get to see more of her character development. And spoiler alerts, it turns out she used to be a fallen angel. Now, another funny character I like to talk about is Koneko. If I want to say anything about Koneko, the conversations between her and Issei are hilarious. Like, they're die-hard hilarious. Like, she knows that he is basically a pervert and basically just brings out the whole comedic part in the whole group. And seeing her around in this series has brought a lot of laughs in this series. And spoilers, everyone, she has more of a character development in season 3. One last character I like to talk about is Exynovia. Exynovia is a badass. Like, she is a badass swordsman. Exynovia was introduced in season 2. Later on in season 2, she joins up with Rias and the others. So talking about for all the 3 seasons, the season that I really like the most, like I said, season 2, because season 2 for me had a lot more high horizon more than season 1 ever did. Like, we're talking about more of the devils, the fallen angels, which turns out they're the villains of this series, and also talking about the angels. And with season 3, it brought out more of the mythological. Spoilers, with season 3 brought out more of the mythological point. Like, they start talking about Thor, and then when they talked about Loki, I was like, oh man, we got Loki up in this bitch. All these 3 seasons all together brought out a really good storyline for the series. Seeing that this series has a storyline and it's not just based on fan service, which basically everyone recognizes High School DxD as this high upstanding fan service series, but it's just more than that. It has character development, it has badass characters, it has storyline, like a really good storyline. And if you haven't checked out DxD, and if you're like just scared because of the fan service and that kind of stuff, then you can just watch the censored version, which is, I don't know, somewhere in the interwebs. But you know, On Funimation, it has like the uncensored like stuff if you're like a subscriber, and then I believe it has like the censored version if you're not a subscriber or something like that. Altogether, the series didn't really bother me with the fan service. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that doesn't like a whole full-on fan service series because it has too much of it. Like, it just ruins the storyline, but it doesn't really affect me as much because, you know, I'm a guy. I mean, I already know what goes on. I mean, I knew about this stuff when I was like freaking 11. But, you know, this series, besides the fan service, the storyline is what I really liked about this series in general. And within the characters, I really liked, because more of the well-developed characters, like showing more of about them in their past and like their present right now, and also with the fights and them being badass. Like, that's what I really liked about High School DxD, and it brought in a lot of awesome moments from when I watched this series. I want to rank the seasons. I would like to say season 1 gets a 7 out of 10, season 2 gets an 8 out of 10, and season 3 gets basically 7.5 out of 10. So basically season 2 is my favorite season throughout all of High School DxD. That's it for me. If you want to check out this series, it's on Funimation. You can go watch it right over there. And that's it. That's all for my anime full review on this. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That'll be awesome. And I'll see you guys next time. Later, everyone. And I'll see you guys when the next fan service video comes out.